What's up, everyone? Not going to be here very long today. I am doing a quick video because I had a lot of messages over the past couple of days. So, especially from yesterday. Oh my God. From yesterday. It's been crazy. So I'm going to be doing a live about the situation that's going on in St. Vincent. Situation that's going on in St. Vincent with Yugge Farrell. I want you to know that I'm still going to be doing the Juicy with Babbzy segment later on tonight. I have a few artists that will be coming through, so just make sure that you are have notifications turned on and all that stuff, because I am going to be talking about what I'm supposed to be talking about at that point in time. You understand what I'm saying? So just putting in a little disclaimer here going forward, because, you know, every time, and this is kind of the reason why I've rebranded, right? Hi, Ant, breaking news. Hi, Ant, Russell. This is kind of why I'm, Ras Moses, you first, I'm going to deal with you in a sec. But this is kind of why I'm rebranding. This is the exact reason why I'm choosing to rebrand. Because it's like, okay, for the last 2 weeks, there's this issue going on in St. Vincent. Everybody messaging me and saying, Babbzy, you gotta say something. Babbzy. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, man, I don't want to get involved because I know how it does go, especially when it is be like Vincy's and politics talk. Once that kind of conversation starts, I don't want no part of that, because I know how this thing does go. Yesterday I did a live because when I found out that Yugge Farrell was sent back to the mental, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting out of hand. This is kind of not good. I'm kind of concerned now because this isn't really looking good from where I'm standing. Now, I have nothing against Vincy's. I have nothing against St. Vincent. I am a person who, when I see injustices happening in any island, I'm going to speak out of it, out on it. And when I see people coming and saying to me, I always in Vincy business, when have you heard me talk about St. Vincent in any capacity? The last time you would have heard me talk about St. Vincent on anything that I do is when I was driving a day and I did a video for Vincy's, because they were like, you don't play no Vincy music whenever you roll in a new car. And I come and I drop Winston Sosos and want to wrestle. You know, and it's so weird to me. It's like, you have a problem. I talking about it and you telling me to shut up. And this is what politicians thrive off of. Because these people know that when the world sees what they're doing, they're going to be offended and they're going to get involved. And this is why they push you to stay silent. Don't say nothing. Oh, your father raped you. Don't say anything. Another thing. I did not say all Vincy men are rapists. I said that a lot of the women that I know that come from St. Vincent have stated that they were either molested, raped, violated sexually. That is a very different statement than saying all Vincy men are rapists. I have never made such an ignorant comment in my life. St. Vincent is in the top 10 for rapes in the world. Now, I'm not saying that every man is a rapist. I'm saying that a lot of women are being raped and violated. This is a problem. I'm not going to care about the nation if I hear women are being raped and molested. This is an issue. And when I posted it on Facebook on my fan page, people said Canada made that stat up and Canada's lying and this and that, and Canada grudges St. Vincent. And I was like, but grudge St. Vincent for what? And I don't understand what it is with you people. Is like, you say something, oh, there's a travel advisory in Montego Bay. Shut your mouth. You're talking bad about Jamaican. No, there's a travel advisory. That doesn't mean you are a bad person because you're from that place. It means there's a travel advisory. Why are you pretending like there's no travel advisory? So, in St. Vincent, there is a girl in the mental institution right now for calling a minister's wife a dirty bitch. She's being given drugs. She's like, this is a problem. That could be fucking you tomorrow. What point, like, if you don't talk about it, how do you get help? So just leave her there, right? That's your mentality until your bitch ass is stuck there. And nobody's there to help you. And this was why I didn't want to talk about it, because it's like I could do like Casey Neistat and PewDiePie and them and put out my content and you just tell me that you like it or you don't like it. But why am I out here preaching to save a girl and you're cussing me? Why do I keep doing this? And I don't know anything about Ralph Gonzalez. I don't know you know me already. I don't even like politicians. Look, Kevin running for parliament and you already see, I'm like, yo, that's your thing? I don't like politicians because of this kind of bullshit. And especially in the Caribbean, these politicians will abuse you consistently because you have no rights. You cannot just go and fling somebody in a mental institution in Canada and start injecting them. And this is the problem. In St. Vincent, you have no rights. And instead of worried about having rights, you worried about me. I must go and study the mess in Barbados. First off, I don't even live in Barbados. I live in Canada. Secondly, who then has the voice in St. Vincent to help this girl? Okay, make it a Vincy issue then. Make it a Vincy issue. So Vincy's are pissed off because a lot of you cussing me, they vex and they want to cuss you back. So I have three people lined up. Here's Miss number one here. She wants to address the Vincy people because she don't understand what they cussing me for. So she want to talk to them. So take the floor and tell the people how you feel. Your sound, wait, hold on. Your sound breaking up real bad. Yes, like you have like a chipmunk sound, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. No, hang up and call. I'm gonna hang up and call you right back. All right. No, I know she's the voice sound funny. Let me tell you, right? And it's like, yo, you guys will never see a better. How do you plan to get? Let me see. I'm gonna have to do. How do you plan to improve your conditions if you don't even talk about them? You don't even talk about them. How? I don't even know. Let me see. Here's one. I'm gonna add him in, and I'm gonna add Ras Moses in and let you come back. But yeah, I am like in my mind, like, what are you mad about? Some people on my channel, if I read the comments on my YouTube channel, you need to get update on Vincy information. I feel that girl family pay you money to come and talk. And I'm like, what money could this girl pay me to come and talk, Ras Moses? Please explain to the people what's going on in St. Vincent. Be honest and talk, man. Just talk.
Well, first of all, I'm not there, right? But you see this whole rape issue and molestation issue and that been going on in Vincy for the longest. And everybody hiding it. The mother's hiding it, the aunties hiding it, the father's hiding it. They will tell the daughter, shut up, don't say nothing about it. And that's where the problem begins.
But
now this whole thing with
across you, but I have a friend who her father was raping her from age 7. She went to her mother. Her mother say, "Is you who come to take my man? You want my man?" She's 7, you know. The mother basically didn't agree to nothing that she say. At 9, she come back again and she's like, "Mom, Dad's sleeping with me every night." You know what she tell her? "Go and find some other place to live because I don't have no money for us to live on our own." When
they should have hanged that mother.
The father impregnated her. And she had a miscarriage. And that's when she ended up having to leave because people started to find out about it. But the father was sleeping from her when she was 7. You know what it is for a big man to be having sexual intercourse with a 7-year-old, your father, and then you go and you tell your mother, and your mother's like, "You come to take my man"?
It thing with it, I don't know where it started from, but I from Vincy. I was always representing Vincent, but we have a sick mentality that these things are okay, and you could just sweep it under the rug, and this generation is okay with it, so the next generation gonna be okay with it, and that is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I believe all them people, they should kill all of them motherfuckers. Every last one of them, because there's no way of curing a mentality like that. It's no way of changing the mentality like that. When you feel it's okay for a grown person to touch or to have sex with a child, you should be put off the face of the earth and be done with. Because that is a disease that is spreading and it's just getting worse and worse by the day.
Correct.
Now, this whole thing with Yugge, right? At first, I wasn't involved in it. I didn't know much about it.
Same here. I was like, boy, I stand far from this, you know.
That's the same way I feel because I know how my own people treat me. Anything you say about anybody in St. Vincent, it turns either religious or political. If you say anything about a member of parliament or a member of government or whatever, you don't like your country, you don't like this party and this, it has nothing to do with the party per se. It has to do with the individuals involved. And then the people that support them will not call them out. No matter what they do, they're not right. It's the same thing as Catholic priests molesting kids, and we won't call out the whole Catholic Church on it, or we won't call out the priest per se on it, because we want to protect the whole church and the image.
Right.
Ralph Gottschalk and the whole family corrupt. They love young girls. I know that for a fact. I hang out with Ralph Gottschalk for how many years? He loved young girls. The whole assembly should know that. So all them stories are going on about him, it's true. It's not no if, ands, or but about it. We're going on with his son and this girl. The thing is that St. Vincent people has cussed out people more than anybody else in the world with the worst language ever. So she called you a dirty bitch and all of a sudden something mentally wrong with you?
But that's what I said. But I would have been locked up in St. Vincent from day one because God bless you. You know what I mean? You to send people to mental institutions for them things?
Right. If that was the case, every Vincentian should be in a mental institution because we just cost morning, noon, and night. And we just tell people, dirty bitch, that is a nice term. Because we just go all up in the mud and all kind of thing.
Of course.
So this judge, I need them to really look into this judge and see what's going on. Because what make you think this girl is mentally unstable? And then the way she was acting at the first trial, she was acting perfectly normal or whatever. But all of a sudden on the second trial, she acting this way. Well, she was given medication.
Drugs. I got
exactly.
I got inside information. They gave her drugs like the day before. And, you know, it's like, you know, the mother didn't even know when the trial was happening. It was like all this confusion going on. And it's like, St. Vincent needs to be careful right now. And there's only so much shaking and baking that these guys can do. The world is watching them now. And it's like, it's not like 1960, 1970, 1980, where you could have tricked a person. And like, there's motherfuckers that are like, so what's the answer to this question here, boss man? You haven't addressed this here now. And, you know, if the World Health, like the WHO and all these organizations get involved, the United Nations and them, St. Vincent got problems. Because what the fuck they're doing is violation of human rights.
Right. And they already
get involved, it's not going to go good.
And they already have problems with Canada because Canada started deporting a lot of Vincy women. And the thing is that, okay, we do have a big problem with rape, incest, and all of that going on. But then a lot of people use that to capitalize and lie about it to get out of Vincent. Which, in a way, I could understand. In another way, I could be like, nah, like, that's just wrong. You know, because when you're trying to get away from something, you're just trying to get away from it totally. You know, when you're trying to make a better life for you and your family. But at the same time, you got to think about the other innocent people that actually needs that help that's going through that is going to affect.
Right.
But the thing with Vincy people is that we can't come together on nothing. Because all they're talking about, is because you hit Ralph and because this and that. No, it has nothing to do with the politics and that.
And that's why I came back today, because I see people saying, oh, it's only the opposition that gave him back. I don't even know who fucking opposition in St. Vincent is. I don't give a rascal. I'm just saying, in my mind, had I not been Canadian born with my parents, I could be this girl who has no money for a top lawyer. No, like I could very easily be her. And then what would happen? Somebody would just, like, people just gonna just throw me aside and end up kill me and throw me into a fucking ditch.
Like you was nobody.
Say, you know, And hundreds of Vincy's messaging me, and they're afraid of Ralph, you know. They're like, please, oh God, I don't want Ralph Gonsalves any people. No. And it's like,
And
you can't lead
that
a nation and have people afraid.
that is one of the major problems, because a lot of people that actually do want to speak out and know what's going on, they're afraid to speak out, because they know the minute they do that, Ralph come, he take over your house, he kick you out and all that. And that's coming from a person that I used to have a lot of respect for Ralph. Ralph, he has great ideas. He has done a lot of stuff for St. Vincent on the whole and for the Caribbean. I would never take that away from him.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, he is still a goddamn pervert, which I could never support. And him and his son and all of them, I believe they're rapists and they're nasty. Yeah. And they try to shut up everybody that says anything out against them.
Yep.
And it is sad that people in St. Vincent are going hungry, and they will still support Ralph.
Yeah.
With the last penny before they buy food for the children.
Right. Right.
That kind of mentality, I don't know if St. Vincent have a special kind of stupid.
No.
But that kind of mentality got to change.
Take it from me, somebody who travels around the Caribbean. St. Vincent isn't a special kind of stupid. I'll tell you, these people get into this political thing. It's religion and politics that is used to oppress people's mind. And that's what I always say to people. My mother and father never pushed politics down my throat, nor religion down my throat. And this is what is causing these people to have the inability to constructively look at situations and critically think about them. Because to them, they're like, I'm labor, I'm this. And it's like, you know, no, listen to what happened. Listen to what occurred. And then make your decision based on what occurred, not based on who the person is. And
exactly.
You see this in Jamaica, it's like free cartel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem that every island in the Caribbean is facing. It's like, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. So how do you expect to get help for Yugge if people in St. Vincent can't speak? I talking because I brave and I ain't frightened for no Ralph Gonsalves and none of these rascals.
Right.
They can't do me nothing. You know what I mean? They know better because they can't fuck around me, and they know that. I'm not Vincentian born, nor am I born. And they ain't gonna go against no Canadian embassy to fuck with me. So they got to stay so quiet. And I'm not saying that they're guilty. I'm saying that when you start to see these sexual alleged allegations come out, you must investigate them. If it's one, okay. But when you start seeing 10 and 15, you got
then it becomes the problem. Yeah.
Them. And when the election went on this last time, I said a woman who was actually molested by him and violated and sexual, like fondled by Ralph, messaged me in fear, in hiding, and she's like, "This is what happened." So I'm like, did anybody investigate this situation? Oh, it's dirty politics. But did you investigate though?
Constantly. That's how it is. All democracy has become dictatorship. And that's the sad fact about St. Vincent. And then the people, I don't even know what else to say about the people, because they're so invested in protecting the politicians who do not have their interests at hand.
But you know, that's why I came back today, because when a woman comes talk about, oh, you always in Vincy business. What the fuck I just be in Vincy? What Vincy business I just be in? The only Vincy business I've been in and how I went in St. Vincent, I talk about how lovely the place was. I talk about the music. Oh, she run it looking for views to talk about St. Vincent. Suck your asshole. What the fuck I go, like, how St. Vincent?
Listen to me.
Views? You can't.
That's Vincy mentality. That's Vincy woman. That's why I love them, but I love them from afar. Because anything you say concerning St. Vincent, if you don't say exactly what they want to hear, it becomes a problem. And you're the enemy. And they never really pay attention to the issue at hand. Because everybody talking about, oh, this girl shouldn't have been with him. She know he married and this and that. He is a grown man here. I still consider her a child. She's only 22 years old.
Well, they were together
She
for
got a lot of, right. She still got a lot of growing up to do. He's already a grown-ass married man. He's 44.
And listen, she said something very pertinent in her interview. She said that he wanted to talking to her about rape, and she said that because she was raped and molested as a child, that she was turned off by that. And that was, it's like these guys prey on these types of women.
Yep.
These are the types of women these guys will go after. Women that, you know, might have a lot of children, might have gone through hardships, because they come with big tricks, corned beef and biscuits, and be like, yo, you know, and then it's like you're trapping. And that's why I always tell people, stay away from these fucking politicians, boy.
They have no good intentions whatsoever. And people, a lot of response I'm getting from people is like, oh, she says she with Illuminati, so that make her crazy. I'm like, so y'all gonna use that one little thing that she says? Do even one of y'all know what Illuminati means? Y'all gonna use that?
But
and consider her crazy.
You know, and I don't want to be harsh and judgmental, but she mother failed her too. Because when she mother said,
big time.
Her mother say, oh, 3 years she ain't seen her. I was like, what? How you ain't see your daughter for 3 years in St. Vincent? When
and
you can fart on one side of St. Vincent and the people on the next side can hear you. And 3 years you ain't seen her? You got to parent. Parents is like, I'm 38 and my parents is be in my ass. Still. And my father would be like, don't go and say da-da-da-da. And I'd be like, my daddy's like, hear what I tell you? Cut off that. And I'd be like, my daddy's like, I ain't gonna talk again. I'll tell you, let go that. And it's like, I'm 38 and my dad will still be like, this is what you need to understand for you to progress, to do better, to this. How are you a mother and you haven't seen your daughter for 3 years on an island?
And just let she go like that. But that is a lot of Vincy women mentality. You know, the children could go out as long as they know the children getting a couple dollars here or there or doing whatever. They really don't care about it.
Yeah.
I really think that St. Vincent parents need classes on parenting.
Right.
Because they let too much stuff happen to the children, or let the children be gone for too long and not checking on them and not have a constant communication with them, and not know what's going on in their lives.
But as I said, I know women their mothers man molest them. I know uncles molest them and their mother was like, well, he got to take you to school every day and I don't have no other way to send you. So just do what he wants you to do. And they're 5 and they're sucking their uncle's dick to get a drop to school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like their mother knows and their mother's like, well, just keep doing it because you need to go to school and that's how you're going to get to school. And
it's sad. And a lot of people don't think of what it does mentally to a child. You know, a child is not ready for none of that, no sexual activity whatsoever.
Trust me.
Mentally, you're destroying that person before they ever become an adult. So when they do become an adult, they're one of the worst people you ever met because you have already destroyed them as a child. They have no chance in life of recovering from that.
Exactly.
And then to make it worse, in the Caribbean, we really don't have a lot of counseling and therapy and stuff like that for people that's been molested. So it's just like,
I always say that to people. When people be like, Babbzy, you strong. Babbzy, you confident. Babbzy, you this and that. I said, because that is not something that came overnight. That's a process that my parents put me through from day one.
Right.
Like, I didn't just become confident overnight. It's something that went on for years that my parents worked with me and be like, you can do this. Don't let people tell you. Don't let people whatever. But when I hear some people talking to their children, they're like, I hate you. I don't know what I had you for. What the fuck I lay down with your father for and get you for? And I'm like,
psychological abuse.
Kid's going to go on in society and be great?
And
then we have this mentality like, well, I got this and I turned out okay. You didn't turn out great. You turned out okay. We
exactly. And
great. Why?
Right. Great and okay is two big difference. Yep. Yep. And another thing is that is so many crazy people walking around St. Vincent, walking around the Prime Minister's office, walking around town. All over Kingston, you can find crazy people. Left, right, and center. None of them have been sent to the mental institution. Not one of them.
Thank you.
But this girl said one thing. And she got to go there and be medicated against her will and against her family knowing anything about it.
Right.
What kind of man is that?
Yeah, trust me.
And people want to say, oh, it's because you're here, you don't like Ralph and this. And up to this day, Carmelo himself has not come out and made one statement yet.
He can't. He can't. Because he know that he can't come out and make no statements because he doesn't know what people know from what they don't know, what evidence people have from what they don't have. So he got to stay silent. It's the same way you see Russell Simmons saying he innocent, but he volunteered and stepped down from all his jobs. But he innocent? You ain't gonna run if you innocent. You gonna stand up and be like, bring the proof. Bring the
No, he stepped back to save everything that he owned. He stepped back to save everything that he owns. So once he stepped down, the company takes over, and he will not lose that no matter what happened.
Yep.
He did that for, you know, interest in his company, because he knows once he's not physically involved with his company no more, then he ain't got to worry about, okay, my company going to get taken because I did this. Nah, he stepped aside real quick and made sure that all of that is safe.
Right.
And Carmelo playing the same role, and I know that his father is advising him.
Right.
Because we can't forget, Ralph is also a lawyer.
Right.
So he knows the ins and outs of everything, and he knows what to tell his son to do and what not to do.
To the mental, because then she would become a ward of the state, and if she's a ward of the state, then she doesn't have the rights. Like, she basically wouldn't have the rights of a free thinking adult. She's gonna be under restrictions. That's why that's what I'm saying. They know how to calculate their moves and say, okay, here's what we gonna do with she now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why didn't they send her to jail? Why did they send her to the mental? You know what I mean? Oh, because if she's in the mental, then these are the rights that are stripped from her when she's in the mental.
And they could keep her. They could keep her there for 6 years.
Yeah.
Up to 6 years.
Yeah.
If they determine it.
And they can fabricate these medical reports and say, well, the last time they were there, you know, that's what they're asking for, an overseas opinion on her mental stability, right? Because they're like, look, you want to see what a second opinion says about her and what they think about her.
Well, don't worry. I mean, we're raising mad funds right now between Philly, New York, and DC. We're raising a lot of money right now. We're gonna get her a good legal team, and we will get this on the road. And this is a beginning of a lot of stuff in St. Vincent, because it's not. She is about to be the face of rape, of molestation, of all the injustice against women in St. Vincent.
Right.
You know, this is not no longer just about her. It's about all the other women that's been affected in St. Vincent.
It's true.
Like, they got a 6-year-old that got raped.
Yeah.
There's no big thing on about that. A 9-year-old that got raped. No big thing about that. An 11-year-old that is pregnant.
Yeah.
There's no big thing going on about that.
Who impregnated the 11-year-old?
I haven't heard the full scope of the story.
Yeah, I've been
looking for allegedly, she might have a boyfriend or some shit like that, and her mother might be okay with it. I can't say for sure. I don't have all the details.
I was looking for the story and I couldn't find nothing on it, but yeah.
Yeah. So, when I get it, I'm gonna let you know. But yeah, we got all that going on, and it's no, big thing about it. But I think because this girl was affiliated to him, and he is a politician, this is gonna be the breaking cover to bring everything out that's going on in St. Vincent that's been covered up for all these years.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time Ralph family involved in sexual scandal.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the last. That is what they do.
Yeah.
They like dark-skinned women, not even women. They like young, dark-skinned girls, but they only marry light-skinned or European women.
Well, the Carmelo fellow is married to a Bajan. She doesn't use his last name, apparently, and they're never seen together. She only came over from Barbados in like 2013 or something, so she's a Duncan or something like that. Yeah, and it's like, even that situation there seems really like, okay.
All that happening for a reason.
Wow.
Because when this whole story really unveils itself and blow up, she could remove herself easily from that situation and be like, I don't know about that. I ain't part of that.
Yeah, man. My thing is this. I'm not saying anybody's guilty. I'm not saying anybody innocent because I don't know. I don't have the facts. My concern is every single time something happens in the Caribbean. I got this 2 weeks ago when the two elderly people were killed in Jamaica. They're like, stay out of our business. And it's like, no, this is not your business. This is our business. Because at the end of the day, if women are being, you know, used and abused in St. Vincent and then institutionalized, that's a human rights problem. I don't care if you get a road sign at the junction in front of the KFC, you know, on Fountain Stretch Road. Like, I don't care about them things. But I get concerned when I see, you know, people who are in positions where their human rights are being denied. And it's like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? The Myrie case that went on. Myrie went to Barbados, okay? They're like, she went to Barbados to strip. She went to Barbados to do whatever. I don't care what she went to Barbados to do. But I have an issue when you're going to pull a woman aside and finger rape her because you think she's from Jamaica and she has no rights. You can't do that. You cannot do that to people. So this is where my concern is. It's like, okay, she did something, give her, like, you know, probation, give her a sentence, but why are you putting this woman in a mental institution and injecting her with drugs? What are you doing? What the rascal are you doing? Not
exactly. And that is, and I think half of that is to mess with her mind so she don't, you know, she stop remembering stuff.
Of course it is.
So she can't come to court now and say this happened or that happened, because when she comes to court now, she can't remember who she is.
Of course it is. And in my mind, I'm saying to myself, a man light a whole fucking woman alive in St. Vincent and kill her and burn her dead. Refuse to have sex with the man, you know. Did he go in? Did he get a mental evaluation?
Of course not.
I can bring you on next. Did he get a mental evaluation?
But, and that's the whole thing. In St. Vincent, they don't know mental evaluations for what and for who. They don't.
Trust me.
If they think you're crazy, you are on the streets and that's it. End of story.
You're a vagrant.
But because of this and who is involved in it, all of a sudden, oh, she got to go for mental evaluation. But an evaluation does not mean you have to be treated for anything. It means that they observe you, right? They observe you and they come back and say, okay, this is what I think about this person. This is what I think about that person. That's it. Before you could give somebody medication and all of that, you have to prove that they do have these problems. They still haven't done that yet.
What's the diagnosis? What is her medical issue? There's very few medical issues that show up so late in people. Schizophrenia, bipolar, show up fairly early. And
then this is the thing. The whole time she was with Carmelo, she didn't have no mental issues. None whatsoever. But all of a sudden, she crazy now.
Yep.
You know, and people...
My issue is just that when I see people saying, Babbzy, stay out of Vincy people business. Okay, let me stay out. Who is in Vincent's talking out then? Who is in Vincent has a platform my size? You feel major hype and then people can talk about this? Who gonna talk out about it and get the girl help?
Exactly, no, because everybody else, they do not concern themselves with what is going on with people and what people actually need and what people go through. They concern themselves with what is popular and what, you know, hypes them up and all of that. That is the only concern. They don't really concern themselves with the issues that's affecting people.
Well, Moses, I love you. I'm gonna bring her Random Addict. She's a video blogger too from St. Vincent. I want to give her a chance to speak. I'm glad you come out and say a few things because I'm gonna be putting this up and let everybody see it because on Facebook you have to have iPhone to invite people in. There's some crazy things. So I said, let me do this here. So I'm glad that you came on to talk. Because
well, thank you for having me.
I'm glad a man is speaking and saying something because I know that a lot of the times people are just not saying anything and just staying silent. So I appreciate you coming through and you know I love you always.
All right, and I appreciate you having me. So keep it going. And you cannot say that you are no longer the Caribbean governor. You can't lose that title. Boy, too late.
I tried to sneak out of this thing easy.
No.
I try to pull my hand out the lion mouth, you know. Let me pull it out now.
You can't do that. Too late.
All right. I hear you. Love you, man. We can talk soon, man.
All right. Bless.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, so that's Ross Moses. He's one of my friends that live, a Yankee friend. I live in America. So I'm going to bring on Random Addict now. Random Addict is a Vincy video blogger who lives in Canada. And she has a lot to say, too. I'm going to see if I can send her the invite because this is the first time I've ever really done this round robin type thing. I don't even see what she did. If she did. Where's she gone? Random Addict, if you're still there, let me know. I don't see her. Let me see. There's a lot of people. I realize on this thing too that you can't invite people that you're not following. Okay, I'm gonna bring in Stay Good Dark Sugar. Let me see if she can talk now because her audio was jacked up earlier, so we'll see if that's been solved. Still, you sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks. All right, girl. Yes. On the live, Stay Good Dark Sugar, because she is pissed that people are cussing me. She's like, she don't even understand what people are cussing me for. I'm just like, look, man, you know, this is part of the reason that I don't want to be in these kinds of conversations anymore, because for me, it's like, okay, so I'm arguing with you because of where you live and the problems that's going on where you are, and what am I doing this for? So I don't see Random Addict there to invite her in now. So all I'm saying is this, and I want to make myself clear. And if anybody wants to come on, invite yourself and come on and say something about the conversation. One, I did not say all Vincent men, Vincy men are rapists. I said that Vincy women have come forward and talked about being molested and raped. And there was articles about Vincy being 4th in the world. There's some statistics saying that there's 6th in the world for rapes and sexual crimes against women. So let's just say they're in the top 10 in the world for rapes and molestation against women. That's not a good statistic to have. I didn't say all the men are rapists. I said the women are being raped. A woman could be raped by 10 women could be raped by one man. 10 women could be raped by 2 men. I didn't say every man is a rapist. There are good Vincy men out here. There are good Vincy women out here. Nobody is saying that, but I don't understand why people like to manipulate the words that people are saying, because literally that's not what was said. 2, I don't know if Ralph Gonzalez is guilty or innocent. I don't know if Camelo Gonzalez is guilty or innocent. All I've ever said is get the facts and do the investigations. And if you can't get the facts and do the investigations within St. Vincent, I'm saying contact external agencies like the United Nations that will allow you to remain anonymous. You can get help for your island. This is what you need to do. That's all how you handle situations. So if this girl is saying, well, I'm being treated this way because of the fact I had an affair with this man, validate what she's saying. Did she have an affair with him? That is simple information to find out. He had an apartment for her. He gave her an apartment. So there's bank records, there's paper trails. You can't do these things and get away scot-free. If you notice, like, there was even a basketball player whose wife was involved in killing him. She was investigated for years. Lorenzen Wright. Was it 9 years later? She's been charged with his murder because paper trails. Paper trails. My family calls me Sherlock Holmes because you investigate these things. You look to find out what's happening. You find out the facts. And if you want to help, stop cussing people on Facebook for bringing out details. Get the true details. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. People make up a lot of stories. People up to the other day, they were running play in Grenada saying that I support child molestation. Show me the proof that I support child molestation. Show me where you would get that information from. Where did you get that information from? Oh, from a status that I said, y'all come to cuss me, but when UNICEF came to y'all island, y'all couldn't address UNICEF. So you don't care about your children, but you care about cussing me. All of a sudden, it twists and turns. Babbzy support child molestation and gloating about child molestation. This is not going to make y'all lives better, twisting people's words, twisting people who are trying to help you, twisting people who are trying to enlighten you words. I say these things because I'm a woman living in a country that's free, and all this black this and black that talk, I still manage to attain an education, have a very senior level job in my company. Blogging is a hobby. And the reason I got here is because of my mentality. The reason that I got here is the way I see things and handle things and do things. I don't have anything more than you have. I have nothing more than you have that's watching me. The only difference is I look at things from a very critical way before I make decisions and before I make moves. And that's what is going to take to get people help out here. You need to start doing the things and thinking about what you're doing. So my thing is, you could cuss me and tell me don't talk about the 2 elderly people that get killed in Jamaica. I don't have to talk about them. People can still fucking dead if you don't do something. So when you see the tourism minister of Jamaica come out and say, Jamaica's safe, don't worry, you can still come and visit. Are you fucking crazy? In the middle of a state of an emergency, you telling tourists to come down there so you can meet quotas? You have to be careful with these people. These people will run your life in a ditch and kill you. They will kill you. And then turn around and look at your mother and father and say sorry. Or turn around and look at your mother and father and blame you and say, well, you come here in the first place. You got to start looking at things and handling them. And even in your own life, it's like, yo, if your credit bad and you can't get a good place, address your credit and improve your credit. If your child is not doing well in school, you could cuss the teacher and tell them to give your child an A. It still doesn't mean your child is doing well. So when your child gets to 18 and 19, they're a fucking demon and you're all confused, it's because you went and cuss out the people who are trying to advise you that something is wrong. And that is me. I'm the teacher. I'm just saying to you, something is wrong here. Something is wrong there. Your child isn't doing well in school. Your child isn't reading at the level they're supposed to read at. And you cussing me. All right, give you an A+. You're great. You're great. You're great. And then in 10, 15 years, you're like, what the fuck is going on around here? When I see Jamaican people be like, well, we're not as bad as Honduras. Honduras was at the point Jamaica's at one point in time. They were there, but they did nothing, which is why they're where they are now. And you will end up there if you don't address this. And if you don't address things, it can't get better. Simple things in life. Address the problem. But you guys want to take out your issues on the people trying to address. A teacher's just merely telling you your child can't read at the level. And you're cussing the teacher. You've gone down there to bat up the teacher. All right, the teacher give your child an A+. And then you're walking around saying your child has an A. Your child can't read. So that's a fake A that your child getting. These fabricated literacy scores. The Caribbean literacy rates are not 90-something%. That is a fucking lie. I could tell you that. When these people come on Facebook and think to talk to me, trust me, you cannot have a 99% literacy rate in a nation. When your nation people come to cuss me and I get an epileptic seizure trying to read what I'm saying. Comprehension is a part of literacy. Many people can't comprehend simple concepts. It's difficult for them to understand. And that's the problem. Face reality and stop playing. That is my take for today. So the Vincy's that cussing me, I am not in St. Vincent business. I am in a human rights situation. That's not Vincy business. Whatever you choose to make your soca monarch, do that. Whatever you choose to put a stop sign, do that. But when you want to take up people, girls, children, and treat them in a certain way and do them a certain way, I'm going to say something because I'm a Black Caribbean person that has a platform that people are listening to, and I'm going to get involved, and that's just how it motherfucking can go. That's how it is. So anyhow, folks, later today, we're going to have Juicy with Babbzy. That's going to be the segment where I have artists come on and we're going to be talking about music and talking about, Caribbean entertainment and stuff like that. I might have to change the time because, right now, especially in Trinidad, a lot of the artists that you guys voted for, their schedule is hectic and 9 p.m. is kind of difficult. So we're working on that. So I will be back later. I'm going to download this video right now and put it on Facebook. I want everybody to understand, like, yo, you cannot keep hiding the 80s and 90s, these politicians hid. Hi, Trina. And they did a lot of hiding, and your society is paying for that now. Now is not the time to hide. Now is the time to step out and be like, this is what's happening. What are we going to do to fix that? You understand what I'm saying? So, love everybody. Talk to you guys later today, probably about another 2 hours or so, all right? Be good. Stay out of trouble for 2 hours. Stay out of Roswell trouble for 2 hours. You hear what I say? All right? I'm gone. Bye.